Live League Game of the Day, featuring Eternal Blazing Sun as Max versus rax0m as Max.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from AWBW, bringing you another Live League Game of the Day. Today, folks, we got ourselves a match on a map called Detroit Daybreak. This is a triple base airport and comm tower supported matchup. Double towers on this map, folks, is gonna be a doozy. Now, this is technically a 3-base airport map, but I'm going to consider it more of a 2-base plus half, mainly just because this little fancy factory over here is actually blocked off by a pipe seam and rivers. So the only thing that's going to be coming out of that property is infantry, folks. That is it. That is all. Now, we have rax0m and Eternal Blazing Sun as our players today. This one was submitted by one of these two players, so I am very, very excited to cast it over here on the channel. For those of you that don't know, if you want to have your Live League games casted on the channel, please send me a message on the official Advanced Wars by Web Discord, or join the Discord, link in the description below, where you can hang out in the Discord with all of the peeps and send me replays, and we can all chat and have a wonderful, wonderful time. Now, if we take a look at this map, folks, as we see here, this is 2 bases over here, 1 base over here. So I will dedicate this over here as the strong side, blah, 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 and this would be a weak side over here. Now, doesn't necessarily have to be that way, folks, but this base is going to go over here. This base is going to go over here. These guys can easily congregate over here, nor closer to the HQ region over here, folks. This guy is going to be nothing but infantry. So there's a couple things that you might be able to do in this matchup, folks. Could potentially bust out the transport copter, the transportest copter of all time, Parker right here, and then be able to funnel an infantry every single day somewhere over here, or over here, or over here, or over here, or over here. Well, maybe not that far, but, you know, pretty far. So that's one thing you could do. But aside from that, folks, we're playing as Max today. So Max is going to be wanting to bust out the battle copters, folks. Max is a enjoyer of the mosquito combat, folks. We can definitely guarantee that. We won't be seeing any indirects here today. Fortunately, Max, you know, he's not really an indirect fan. He's a tank, man. Big tank energy. That's what we're going to be seeing here today. But aside from that, folks, it is kind of a little bit contested in the corners, I would say. They are pretty far away from the base reinforcements, so I could see probably these towers maybe going over here, these towers going over here. But with the potential of going into the middle and the huge fighting that could potentially happen over here, I would say that whoever wins the center will be able to push into one of these corners and eventually be able to win the corners as well. So without a doubt, I think we are going to be seeing a lot of volatile combat all over this map, and we all need to watch out because we're going to end up like this guy, possibly very sad or potentially very mad. You never know how it's going to go down, folks. But without any further ado here, let's go ahead and see what went down in the Live League today. On the first few days, folks, you all know the deal. It is the standard infantry builds if it'll work. Because you got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot Live League action. All right. So, standard movements, folks. Get the properties closest to you. Very important. Get that income. Sometimes you can city skip. Doesn't really matter too much. Play the game how you want to play the game. And as long as you're having fun, that is the most important thing, folks. Alrighty, folks. Boom. There we go. Acquiring bases. That's what we got to do. We got to acquire bases. This is now day 4. Eternal Blazing Sun. And what a flippin' name that is, folks. That is one of those super majestic names. Like a sunset on a beautiful day. What a guy. rax0m. Cool name, too. I'm okay with that. rax0m. 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 Ooh. Maybe that's how you say it. rax0m. rax0m busts out the second tank of the game, folks. Eternal Blazing Sun was able to purchase the first tank of the game here. It is on the field. It is going to be going right into the center of the map. That is exactly where it needs to go. It needs to be in the center of the map, causing massive trauma to the enemy here, folks. Boom, second tank of the game. Eternal Blazing Sun going to be able to bust out the second tank as well. Fourth tank of the game. Here it comes. Here it comes. Watch. There it is. Boom, there it is. All right, folks. Not too shabby at all. Although I'm not really, personally, it's not really a huge thing, folks. But I believe that possibly busting out the tank out of this position right here probably would have been a little bit better. That way we can go over here and we can chain it over here with this tank. Although this tank going over here will be able to secure these guys quite well. But could have easily happened by busting out the tank over here as well. Going from the middle property over here with your main tank chains, I think just gives you a lot more variety, I suppose. You know, they can go over here and then they flip here or flip over there. A lot more coverage is what I'm trying to say, folks. A lot more coverage. I think rax0m definitely understands the coverage over here. So he's decided to bust out a tank chain out of the same property. But maybe it'll play a factor. Maybe it won't. We won't know until we get to that point, folks. We will not know. All right, rax0m. Not even going to be chaining the tanks. He's going to be moving the tank down south to cover the tank that was just purchased. Very nice. Very cool indeed. Definitely showing a little bit of awareness. And boom, we got a black boat drop over here, folks. Utilizing those black boats. Beautiful stuff. All right, so Eternal Blazing Sun cannot push up, unfortunately. He cannot push up just yet, folks, which is fine. Which is perfectly fine. Ooh, tank in the middle. See, ooh, rax0m. rax0m has a great position right now. The tanks are not, well, they're not covering each other, but they are in range to move to a location where they will be able to cover each other. So that is okay. That is okay indeed. And he busts out the battlecopter, folks. He's got the baddest battlecopter of all time over here. Now, technically, Eternal Blazing Sun, he will be able to bust out a battlecopter this day if he so chooses. But if he does choose to bust out the battlecopter, he will not be able to buy an infantry. He will have to base skip one infantry, technically, if he wants to get a tank as well, which I would thoroughly probably say is a great idea. Fires back with the infantry that interrupted as well. Very, very neat. Okay. Double tapping that infantry, then going for the interrupt, and then going for a anti-air tank infantry combination. So he does not go the route of the battlecopter, folks. He's not going the route of the battlecopter just yet. He's going to be focusing on the land combat right now. And land combat is what he is going to be doing. Now, I do see a little bit here. I think rax0m definitely has some abilities here, which could be fairly bad for Mr. Eternal Blazing Sun. Definitely the destruction of at least 1 to 2 infantry right now could definitely be possible, but we shall see what rax0m decides to actually do here. He is going to be capping some properties, going for that calm tower, and then he's attacking that infantry, folks. Attacking the second infantry. And since the battlecopter is now in position, he's feeling pretty confident about that hit. Now he does need to watch out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't even need to watch out, folks. He's got nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing to worry about. The anti-air does not make it in time. It is now Eternal Blazing Sun's turn. And what is he going to do? What will he do here? He's definitely got some options, folks. He's got some options. He could potentially 2-tap this tank with a couple tanks right now, which would be a pretty cool move, you know, being able to take out a tank. Now the question is, would he be able to cover the city, though? If he can cover the city, then I would say it's not really too bad to go in for that attack. But a little bit risky. A little bit risky, folks. I think probably his best bet would be go in over here and over here and destroy this tank. I think that'll be easy peasy lemon squeezy. If he goes in and takes out this tank over here, that'll hurt. That'll hurt him a lot. Let's see if he does it, folks. I'm very curious to see. He's going for a comm tower. Boom! He's going for the tank. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Alrighty, folks. There he is. Going for the tank hit. Takes out the infantry. Goes in for a Capturino. And that is going to net him a property and a comm tower. Eternal Blazing Sun. Going in. Guns blazing. Getting those KOs. That's exactly how it's done, folks. Absolutely beautiful turn. Well executed indeed. Now, how will rax0m respond to such a move, folks? He's got 4 tanks down, so, or not 4 tanks. He's got 3 tanks on the field in total. Those 3 tanks are going to be going up against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks and an anti-air. Maybe this battlecopter will make the difference here, folks, but we shall see. We shall see what happens in the following days. He's got the comm tower, folks. I think that is now 2 comm towers. Yes. So that is a 140% firepower max, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the most scariest things you could possibly face in Advanced Wars by Web. The other scariest thing that you can possibly face in Advanced Wars by Web is a 140% firepower max, who has just busted out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web. The classiest medium tank is on the field here, the max medium tank. What a strong lad indeed. Let's see what he decides to do here. I don't really know why this infantry is moving right here. That is basically just asking the infantry to be destroyed. So I'm not a huge fan of that move. Whether or not it's actually going to happen, that's another story. But sending it into a more safer location, I think, is probably okay. He's got absolutely no threat of the HQ being capped, so I don't really see what's going on there. But that's okay, folks. Doesn't really matter, because we are just here for the show. We're here for the show, folks. Boom, he gets the interrupt. There we go. Gets another interrupt, and now the anti-air is making its way into the center of the map here. A battlecopter has been introduced to the fray, and that black boat is getting those heals flowing. There we go, folks. Get to +1 HP now. Boom. rax0m is going for the base. He's going for the neutral property. Second to last neutral property on the map. Wait. Third to last neutral property on the map here, folks. The last neutral property. All right, I guess not. Third to last neutral property on the map. But it could be interrupted. It could. It could definitely be interrupted. I think Eternal Blazing Sun is probably going to go and interrupt it. I could see it happening, without a doubt. Now, let's see. Let's see what he decides to do here, folks. It is now day 11. The Eternal Blazing Sun has got 16 properties, 2 comm towers, 16,300 funds in the bank, with 26 units and 78,400 value in total army. Up against rax0m, who's currently got 82,100 value, 17 properties, 2 comm towers. But it is Eternal Blazing Sun's turn. And everybody knows that player 2 will typically end their turn a little bit higher up than player 1. And the way that it's looking right now, I think player 2 is going to end their turn very much higher. Holy macaroni, folks. We have accidentally pressed the wrong button. So we are going to be going back all the way back to the beginning of this term, and we're going to pretend that that never happened at all. Boom. This is what rax0m decided to do last turn. And then we switched the turns, and we are going to continue pressing the right arrow key and not the down arrow key. Boom. Here we go. The anti-air is moving in. Very curious. Very curious indeed, folks. Now, maybe he's feeling confident that the anti-air is going to be able to, like, not get destroyed. I don't know. You know, maybe. Maybe it doesn't matter, folks. Maybe it doesn't matter. He's going to have to chain a battlecopter here, though. Yeah, okay. He's got the battlecopter chain going. I guess he didn't need to chain the battlecopter, but it's very nice that he did. He did leave this battlecopter hanging a little bit. And when we deal with Max with 140% firepower, folks, it gets kind of crazy. It gets kind of crazy, folks. That is a 91 to a 100% roll, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. Using a co-power will actually guarantee that you get that KO, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, folks. But what I do think is going to happen, without a doubt, is that this tank is probably going to move over here and take out this anti-air. And the classiest unit in Advanced by Web is probably going to take out this tank, which I think might actually be a possibility with a power. I think. They use a power. There's not a 0% chance, folks. Even if you attack from here and then loop around with this one, that would be a guarantee. But I don't know. You know, rax0m, he's got to kind of watch out, folks. Eternal Blazing Sun, he's got like 6 tanks on the field. And rax0m does not. He does not. But he's got the classiest unit, folks. So let's see. Let's see what he decides to do. You know what? The anti-air is actually not like a huge threat either. So if he goes here, attacks here, loops around, gets the KO, goes and sits on the city, attacks this tank right here, I think he's in a pretty decent spot. But the one thing he does have to watch out for is Eternal Blazing Sun firing back with a max blast. If he fires back with a max blast, it might not even matter. It actually might not even matter. I don't know. You know what? This might be a really good opportunity to use the power. So let's see. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he's gonna go for that hit. Yeah, he's gonna do the wraparound, folks. There we go. Alrighty. And he's gonna go for that tank hit. Doesn't get the KO, but an infantry will be able to finish off that hit. Lickety split. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, folks. What a great hit. What a great hit. Great use of the power. Great awareness of the situation, folks. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Alright, it is now day 12. Eternal Blazing Sun. He's going to need to bust out something that can deal with the classiest unit in Advanced by Web, because if he does not, he's going to be in trouble, folks. He is absolutely going to be in trouble if he cannot deal with the classiest unit. Now, Max with 140% firepower, there is a way that you can deal with it. And that is basically using all your small units to attack the classiest unit. Now, for example, folks, if you use a super, you're doing 27 to 36% damage on a road. Now, if you use the battlecopter, you're doing 45 to 54%. So the use of like one battlecopter, 2 tanks. If you catch the medium tank off guard on a road, you will be able to destroy it with the max blast and 2 comm towers. Now, you don't normally have 2 comm towers, but in this case, you do. So that is cool. It's always nice to have 2 comm towers. Alrighty, folks, it is now day 13. rax0m. Let's see what he decides to do here, folks. The owner of the classiest unit. What will he do? Boom! Oh, he's going down. He's attacking from a plane. Okay. Attacking from a plane can still be a little bit risky, because you're still going to be able to do like a lot of damage. There's a little bit of potential that the classiest unit in Advanced Force by Web is going down here this turn. Ooh. Anti-air takes this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 plus full, maybe. Maybe. If not, it goes down to 1. Oh, he's just using the power. Not a super. Okay, so you know what, folks? I need to just inspect this situation right here. We're gonna just do a little inspection. Ooh, 16 to 22. But 18 to 24. And then you have to keep in mind the battlecopter would have did 1 extra damage as well. That medium tank actually would have been destroyed this turn if we had gone about that just a little bit differently. Could have been absolutely wild. But rax0m, I think he's going to be able to fire back pretty hard this turn. Yes. Yes. He is going to be able to fire back a little bit this turn. I don't think it's going to be like a crazy fire back, but he's definitely going to be able to take out a battlecopter, folks. Battlecopter is going down. Boom, there it is. And the classiest unit in Advanced Force by Web is going to be able to escape. It does not escape. It stands its ground. Oh my god, he's standing his ground, folks. He's got absolutely no fear. No fear at all. Takes out a few more infantry here. Rolls the rest of them down and busts out a second classiest unit in Advanced Force by Web. Eternal Blazing Sun. He's got 19,700 income left in the bank. So let's see what he decides to buy with all that income, folks. Definitely will be able to buy something. Why? Okay, because we got that. Okay. At a glance, I thought he didn't have an interrupt, folks, but it would appear that I was incorrect. There goes the classiest unit in Advanced Force by Web. It has been destroyed. Max force. Pop mid-turn. Oh my god, the wraparound. The flipping wraparound over here, folks. What a great power, actually. Holy moly. That was a wonderful power. Absolutely wonderful use of the power right there. And he busts out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, folks. It's not day 15. And what's it actually looking like, folks? Because he's got rax0m. He's got 4 tanks, 1 classy medium tank, 2 battlecopters on the field. But Eternal Blazing Sun, he's got 1 battlecopter, 1 medium tank, and 6 tanks on the field. Currently, Blazing Sun is definitely out-tanking Eternal. Or, yeah, Eternal Blazing Sun is out-tanking rax0m at the moment. But one of those tanks is about to be destroyed, folks. There he goes. Boom. He's out of here. He pops the mid-turn... the mid-turn max blast. Okay. What? What? Oh, he's going to get the battlecopter. Yes. All right. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Watch this. This is going to be the greatest of all battlecopter hits right here. Boom. Yeah, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. There it is. Oh, he just flies down there so quick. And then he almost one-shots it. Okay, I pressed the down button again, but that is fine. Because that was basically the end of the turn here. Just a few more little tiny movements happen here. And something blew up on the other side of the map. But we're not going to worry about that. Holy moly, what a great power. These max powers have been absolutely devastating this game so far. It is now day 15, folks. Holy flippin' moly. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. He's going to be interrupting the comm tower, folks. He's going to be sending the classiest unit up. And he's going to eliminate a tank. Bust out 2 more tanks. He's got 3k left in the bank. Going to be busting out another infantry, folks. He's got to get an anti-air or a battlecopter on the field on the right-hand side of the map. Like now. Yesterday. 3 days ago. It's got to get there, folks. That battlecopter is just causing havoc. And oh my god, the classiest unit caught with his pants down gets attacked by a battlecopter. Oh my god. And oh my god, did it do so much damage. And what is this capture? It's down to 4, folks. Oh my god. I think these guys are going to they're going to interrupt it. But oh my god. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the battlecopter's just going unchecked. Just unchecked, folks. All right. So this anti-air is going to be taking out this battlecopter because he's definitely had enough of rax0m's crud. He has had enough of this mosquito roaming around the map, just causing massive havoc all over the place. What is even going on with this guy? How did this happen? It's gotta go. It's gonna be exploded super quick here. There it goes. See you later. A fly swatter took that man down. This guy's running out of gas right now. He's only got 18 fuel left. That is 18 movements. Is he going to explode before he runs out of gas, or is he going to be able to get a refuel and start causing massive havoc over on the right-hand side of the map where he needs to be, because there's a battlecopter over there causing way too much havoc. Something's got to be done about it. All right, let's see. Boom, max force. Let's see what happens with this one. And the classiest unit takes out a tank, almost takes out a tank, doesn't quite take out the tank, and gets the interrupt, folks. This guy's sitting at 2. He needs 4. He needs double the manpower that he has right now, and he just does not have it. So this guy is not going to survive. He's not going to survive. The dream of triple comm tower max is not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen at all. Boom, and there goes another hit. 2 more tanks on the field. Needs to get the classiest unit advanced force by web on the field. He is going to be taking some major damage here. And unfortunately for Mr. Eternal Blazing Sun, there is a surefire route in order to get this medium tank right now. And it's not even difficult. Not even difficult to find it, folks. It is super easy. 100% easy. You just go there, you take out those guys, and boom, right there. You take it. Take that shot, and he's gone. He's gone. He's out of here, folks. The dream is dead. The dream of the medium tank has died, and now the infantry are moving over. There is still 2 neutral properties on this map too, folks. Apparently these 2 are just the two most contested properties on the entire map, but one of them is about to be captured, which means that this is going to be an 18-17 game here very, very soon, unless it gets interrupted, which it just did. So that's not going to happen. Oh my god, the battlecopter has been trapped, folks. Absolutely trapped. This is it, folks. This is it. The battlecopter. He flew too close to the light, folks. He flew too close to the light. And when they fly too close to the light, they get zapped. And that's what's about to happen here, folks. Eternal Blazing Sun is about to zap this battlecopter out of existence here. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. This guy's gotten away with far too much for far too long. He's got to be taken out, folks. It's got to happen. Get him off of the field. Day 18 is upon us, folks, and rax0m has busted out another co-power. Let's flippin' go. The classiest unit gets down, takes an attack, another attack down south. What else is going to occur? Battlecopter into a tank hit. Quite devastating indeed. Manages to take another one. All the infantry are just absolutely caught hanging over there, and now the center has been acquired. And like I stated at the beginning of the map, folks, when the center is acquired, it is very difficult for one portion of the army or one player to regain the center. Will he be able to do it? He's got 16,900 funds in the bank. Nice. But what will he be able to do with it, folks? Is he going to bust out something that can take out this medium tank? Or is he going to just bust out more tanks? He's just going to be busting out tanks, folks. Just tanks for now. Tanks for that. Day 19. Oh my god, this medium tank is just going to be able to feed. It's going to have such a feast over here. Look at it. Look at it just feeding. Oh my god, it's like the flippin' Cyclops from the Iliad, just feasting on 2 men every single time it wants to eat right now, folks. This Cyclops of a medium tank is just absolutely devastating the armies of Eternal Blazing Sun. And maybe even Odysseus himself. I don't know. We're going to have to find out, folks. Is there anything that can stop? Oh, that could possibly put an end to this entire endeavor over here. Eternal Blazing Sun busts out the Classius unit. Is it going to be enough, or is it too late, folks? He manages to take out a tank. He takes out the capping infantry, but he's got nothing that can stop rax0m from capping the property up north. He's going to be able to get it, folks. This is officially going to be an 18-17 game with rax0m leading the charge here, and he's threatening a flip. And the battlecopter is caught hanging, eliminated from the battlefield. Ooh, and the Classius unit has made another appearance, folks. More of the Classius units. This is now day 20. Battlecopters have been eliminated. Another battlecopter has been surrounded, with another fly swatter introduced to the battlefield here. Oh, and this man, Eternal Blazing Sun, doing everything he can to protect the Classius unit in Advance Wars. But what he has not done is protect this tile right here. So this guy is going to be able to go over here and attack if he so chooses. And this medium tank is just fed. He's fed breakfast, lunch, and dinner here today, folks. It is absolutely crazy. They start with 8 ammunition, folks. This man has 3. That means he has taken 5 shots this game. This is one of the best medium tanks I've ever seen right here, folks. What a legend. All right, battlecopter been hit, and then he goes in and he attacks. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then he moves in even further. Nothing can stop this man. He's threatening multiple flips at the exact same time. Ah! And he might even flip the comp. Oh my god, he's gonna maybe flip the comp. If he flips the comp tower, folks, I think that's all she wrote at that point. All right, attacks. He could take out that medium tank right now, but he's going to resign, folks, because oh my god, how do you come back from that? What a fantastic game, folks. What a fantastic game. I think this Eternal Blazing Sun fella had some fantastic plays mid-game here. He managed to utilize that co-power, did massive damage, but unfortunately he just left too many units hanging in the mid-game here, mid to late game, and they were just taken out, and rax0m managed to just capitalize on it, move in, attacked, and conquered. Well played, rax0m. Congratulations on the win, and congratulations Eternal Blazing Sun. Well played indeed. What a crazy game, folks. I love the classy games. Keep the games as classy as possible can, folks. But if you do need to bust out the Neo Tank, aka the Soiled Abomination, just make sure to invest in some high quality soap in order to wash that stink away. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, folks. I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.